rewind the past decade. The King has racked up 3 titles, 3 Finals MVPs, and 3 regular season MVPs in that time frame. LeBron led all players in scoring and was the only player in the top 10 in points, rebounds, and assists. Steph Curry finished second, and Kevin Durant came in third. So, Shannon, is it even close between LeBron and, all the others? All the others.
No.
Well, go ahead and say hell no.
Hell no. Skip, is close. I mean, close like Earth is to Pluto. Is that close?
Well, it's getting closer by the year.
Yeah. So, no, stop it. LeBron James, 8 straight finals. First team All-NBA in the entire decade until last season. Jenny read this one. The only player. Now, I think there's 30 teams in the NBA, about 15 players. So you're looking at about 450, maybe 475 players in the NBA.
Yep.
The only player in the top 10 in rebounds, points, and assists. Really? And everything that you see going on with the free agency, who you thought brought that about? He changed the dynamic of the way we view the NBA. What you see with the KDs, the Anthony Davis, the Melos, all those guys, Skip Bayless.
Yep.
It's because of who? Made it fashionable. Before him, I got to finish my career here. I can't stay. I gotta stay here because I'm loyal to this team. Now, I know one day they might get rid of me. No, LeBron James said, I'm gonna take ownership. He gave them platforms. Now you see everybody forming production companies. Everybody got a platform, uninterrupted, following his uninterrupted. And now you got boardroom. You got Steph Curry, got production company. Everybody branching out. The impact that Steph Curry had on the court with the 3-point changed the way we see the game now. LeBron James has done that off the court. But he also did some free agency. Think about the frenzy that we just had, Skip. 1.9 billion in the first, 24 hours. That's his impact, Skip Bayless. I don't even know what you...
I think you've said enough.
I don't know. What's the discussion? Okay.
Oh, I got a lot to
Are we discussing this over tea?
Yeah.
Or are we discussing this over coffee?
No.
Or are we discussing it over something a little stronger?
I think you need some Henny.
Well, we could discuss it over that,
When
too.
I'm finished, you're going to need a big bottle of Henny. What's that big one? How many liters is that?
That's a half gallon.
Okay, half gallon.
We don't need any.
That's a lot of Henny.
That's a lot.
I hate to rain on the blind witness parade going on across from me, but I'm going to give you this. LeBron James definitely dominated the NBA over the last decade. He defined it. He was the MVP for better and for worse because he had epic achievements that you just detailed. He also had way too many epic failures, the likes of which Michael Jordan never even thought about.
This is not about Michael.
I know, I'm just trying to put this in perspective. And again, the article also concluded that he didn't dominate this decade the way Michael dominated the 90s or Bill Russell dominated the 60s. Just for the bottom line, just for the perspective of this. But you were right. It detonated. This whole decade detonated on July the 8th, 2010 with the decision. What sped the decision? And I had no problem with the decision. I didn't have a problem with it being televised. I thought he did exactly what he needed to do because what sped it, what had just happened, the Cleveland Cavaliers featuring LeBron James had just blown a conference finals to the Boston Celtics, which they led, and then they lost games 4, 5, and 6. And the owner of the Cleveland Cavaliers accused LeBron James of quitting in games 4, 5, and 6. And one of LeBron's insiders told several reporters at ESPN that LeBron had such a team issue, a personal issue going on inside the locker room, he had to be sedated for a couple of those losses. So I don't know what happened, but he flamed out in Cleveland, which sped the move to take my talents to South Beach. And then he goes to South Beach, and in his first final games he has ever played, in my eyes, and again, undermanned, he lost Kyrie and obviously already lost Kevin Love, and he's got game 4 in his house, and they lose by 21, up 2 games to 1. Well, that's an epic fail to me.
Well, let me ask you this. Okay, but here's the thing, and I just dismiss Dan Gilbert. I don't take anything that he says seriously, because if you don't remember, I don't remember the owner of the Golden State Warriors when they blew a 3-1 lead to Cleveland saying Steph Curry choked. saying he was a
No, that's a good point. He didn't.
Okay.
That's a very good point. Touche.
Who's the owner of the OKC? Is it Clay Bennett? Clay Bennett. They blew a 3-1 lead to Golden State that same year.
Yep.
I don't remember him saying KD choked.
No, good point.
You see, when you're angry...
But the Cavs owner, who's a pretty smart guy, he said, my guy quit.
Right, okay, he quit. So
Interesting.
I want to ask you this. Without Scottie and Dennis Rodman, do you believe Michael Jordan would have won that last NBA Finals against Utah without Dennis Rodman and Scottie Pippen?
Well, he basically didn't have Scottie Pippen in that Game 6 closeout game because Scottie was having all kinds he was sick, and he didn't even think he could play in that game, and they were pretty sure he wasn't going to be able to play in Game 7. Okay. So he did it pretty much without Scottie that night. Okay,
let's take, his first one, his first NBA Finals when they played the Lakers. You take the two best players, and I don't know, Scottie Pippen was one of them, so maybe you say Luke Longley or Bill Cartwright. Do you believe they beat the Lakers if it's just Magic Johnson? Because that's what LeBron did against Steph. He played without Kyrie and Kevin Love, his second and third best players.
Okay, but then he failed. Then he didn't beat them.
So
he wasn't transcendent.
Oh, we remember.
He had him down 2-1.
You remember when Scottie Pippen had that migraine and Detroit wiped the floor with him? Do you remember? Do you know what Michael Jordan's playoff record is against the Big Three? Huh? Do you know what it is? Tell the people at home.
I thought this was about LeBron.
Oh, now it's about LeBron.
Oh.
You brought Michael into this. Michael was minding his own business with some big
I
jeans,
think I got
drinking him.
rudely interrupted here because I didn't finish, but then we had the 2018, another epic meltdown at the end of Game 1 at Oakland. You can't do this. You've refused to take the shot after you've scored 48 points and been as hot outside the paint as you've ever been in a playoff game.
But he can't shoot, remember?
And, well, no, he's shooting that night. Finally had a hot hand. He gets the rare hot hand.
Like you tell me, how can a guy shoot like that and he can't shoot?
And then J.R. Smith has a mental blunder, and all of a sudden LeBron goes over and sits outside the team. He sits down the bench from the team, and you want to talk about epic? He pouts. He goes into a funk, and he will not shoot the basketball for the first 2.5 minutes of overtime as they fall hopelessly behind, and it's ball game and series over.
Let this sink in for a second.
Swept.
The second and third best players of the decade of the 2010 was on one team, and we expected LeBron James to beat them. So I would like to see the all-decade team of the 1980s and 1990s, and I want to see if they had two players that was second and third, and see if they were on the same team and Michael Jordan beat them.
Well, then we have to include what happened last year with the Lakers when LeBron went 28 and 27 in games he started, and the year ended with a lowlights tape circulating on the internet. I'm not going to show it again today because I don't want to rub it in because
this is
LeBron's
Go ahead.
moment. This is his moment. I don't have the tape.
Hold on, time out. How you going to talk about this moment and you just brought up everything that the man done bad in the last decade, but you wanted to have his moment.
Off the court, you got me, because nobody has been more courageously outspoken on social issues than LeBron James. He has revolutionized the way professional athletes can become business tycoons, entrepreneurs. No one's ever done anything. He has 119 million followers if you combine IG, Twitter, and Facebook. That's outrageously great. That may be his greatest achievement of the decade.
His greatest achievement.
Yeah, he dominates social media.
Skip, first of all, Cristiano Ronaldo has
I'm talking about American athletes in our... That's a global game.
Hold on. You mean to tell me Tom Brady ain't got 120?
No.
Oh, look, with all those Super Bowls, with all those MVPs, the GOAT. Yeah. And I got the faux GOAT on my side, and he got quadruple?
Thank you for using my expression. He is the faux GOAT.
Hey, no, what that tells me is that everybody know who the real GOAT is.
Really?
But I just want you to tell me, I just want to know, Skip, because you know it's not even close. You know it's not even close. The guy's been on the All-NBA team, first team. He's been in the... Jenny, I know you didn't know this, Jenny, but he's been 3 times first team all defense. The 2 and 3 can't say that.
Until the last 2 years when he stopped playing defense, and it got ugly.
Wait, hold on. Was 2010, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16? Was that the decade? Was that in this decade? I just need to know.
No, those were in this decade.
What about those 3 finals? I want to know the guy that has more than 3 finals MVPs in this decade.
I give you that. LeBron James took the decade as the drama king. That's what he was. He's the drama king.
Stop trying to...
He's just like every day it's more drama.
He defined it. Defined mind.
He was the most entertaining player by far, for better and for worse.
There's no worse. And there's no worse than this situation.
You can sweep it all under your little rug.
Ain't no rug. Ain't no rug.
Yeah.
Ain't no rug.
Yeah.
Either goat man. Number one. And it's not even close. Skip, I don't even know what. You know what? I should.
I will give you this. He's the GOAT of the decade. Will that make you happier?
What do you need?
Go to the decade?
No, I should have brought me a drink out here.
Okay.
Because I don't.
Stressing out over here.
I'm trying to figure out what we're discussing this over. We could have had tea. We could have had coffee. We could have had a half gallon. Well, I mean, whatever, Skip. Whatever you come to at the end of the day, after we finish our coffee, our tea, our half gallon, it was going to be the same thing. GOAT James defined the decade, the baddest man of the decade. No more questions, Your Honor.
He was bad a lot of times.
No, it was. Oh, look. Who won more finals in the decade? I want to know who won more.
Oh, okay. That's
Steph Curry got 3.
Got me.
Clay got 3. But which one of those guys got finals MVPs?
How many did he lose?
How many did he get to? Like you, say, you don't do that with Tom Brady. You don't say how many did he lose. You say he got the 9. He got the 9.
Wait, one guy's 6-3 in the finals, and your guy is 3-6 in the finals.
I don't want to know if he got L's on his resume.
So wait a second. LeBron is the un-Brady then.
Does he
3-6.
I just need to know, does he have L's on his resume? Does he have L's on his resume?
Shouldn't have.
There you go. Skip, stop doing. What do you mean he shouldn't have? Yes, he should.
For 505 yards, and his coach benches the best defensive player.
Okay, LeBron James was 51, 8-8, and he lost the game. But he lost the game to a guy that's number 3 on the list, who had the highest scoring average in the decade, KD. A guy that hit 400-plus threes in a season, who's second on the list.
I'm not making a case for KD. It's all about LeBron. For better and for worse.
LeBron at the moment.
I just wanted you to say, you know what, Shannon, for the first time, I'm going to have to agree with you 100%. But no.
I agreed with you 50%. You got the right part right, but you got the wrong part wrong.
I want no 50%.
I'm waiting for those LeBron celebrations when we get into the season.
It's coming, Jenny. It's coming.
I kind of miss those days.
It's coming, Skip. It's coming.
It's been a while.
I got me a New Jersey. Got me a pair of shorts. My guy Don C. hooked me up with them old denim Laker shorts. Oh, they're going to be a regular occurrence.
Did you say denim Laker shorts?
Denim Laker shorts. My boy Don C. hooked me up.
Oh, boy.
So somebody is now trying to
that
give somebody
is
props.
fashion.
Oh, and I'm going to have them bronze 17s. You know he got a signature shoe.
Okay.
He one of the few guys, Skip, that got a signature shoe with one.
Somebody's begging for free merchandise.
Enough of LeBron for now. We're going back to the NFL because Odell gave us his pick for best player in the NFL. We're going to find out if Skip and Shannon agree, or maybe someone else, they'll give that on.